One of the pressing concerns today, really across our nation and across our world, is affordable housing. I'd like to just discuss two initiatives right here on Long Island with regard to affordable housing. Uh, Maybe explore them in a little sense of, are these possible ways to increase the affordable housing that is so needed in our area and throughout the world? The first of these has to do with 48 apartments that are going to be constructed on Bayview Avenue in Inwood. The interesting thing about this particular housing project is that the Reverend Isaiah Moultrie's church was there. So we actually had a church there. And there were 4 lots for building when the church was taken down, and 2 lots for parking. And so we decided, well, what would be a good use of this space? And the best use is really, as Jesus has told us, is to try to provide housing for those who do not have a place to live. So the Hempstead Town Industrial Development Agency approved a tax break package for the Inwood Property Development LLC. So you can see how this particular project is on many levels. We have the church level, then we have the town cooperating. It was a $21.7 million project, so quite extensive project. Then the New York State Housing Finance Agency approved subsidized loans. So we have the church involved in terms of giving the land. We have the Hempstead Town Industrial Development Agency involved. And then another piece of the puzzle, New York State Housing Finance Agency. The interesting thing is many of these groups are working for the same goal. They all want to provide housing and housing at an affordable rate. The first approval that was given for this project, it would be 25% affordable and 75% market rate. The market rate helps to subsidize, of course, the affordable aspect to it. So both of them working together, really a good mix. Now, however, there has been a change, and it is going to become 100% affordable housing. So going from 25% now to 100%. And that is a requirement of the Small Building Participation Loan Program. So you can see, again, another element in this mix. The Small Building Participation Loan Program is trying to help, again, provide housing on a smaller scale, not a huge project, but a smaller scale, which, if replicated in many different areas, can be a real important solution to this affordable housing crisis. And so they got a $4.3 million loan from the State Housing Finance Agency. And the remarkable thing about this loan is that it was a 0.5% interest rate. So almost really a loan with no interest. What are they thinking about doing? They're thinking about 1 studio apartment, 15 one-bedroom apartments, 18 two-bedroom apartments, and 14 three-bedroom apartments. And the rents will go from $1,727 to $3,287 for the larger units. And the incomes to qualify will be from 70% to 90% of the area's median income. So again, below the median income, so it could be more affordable for people who are struggling to pay their rent. The rezoning was approved in 2019, and so this project can now go forward. Another great initiative with the same concept in mind is in Brentwood, and Brentwood even larger, 140 apartments. The developer is a group called Concern Housing. And the beautiful thing about many of these affordable housing initiatives is bringing together people that are interested in really working on this problem and getting a solution. They know that we need more affordable housing. Let's work on it. let's get some property, let's develop a program, and let's work with those governmental agencies that can help us get it done. This particular piece of property is owned by the Sisters of St. Joseph, and they are converting the former Academy of St. Joseph, which closed, and they want to do a mix of studio, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Half of them will be restricted to low income, and the other half as supportive housing. By supportive housing, they mean veterans who have behavioral health conditions, those who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and other conditions. Also seniors, and then finally people with physical disabilities. So that housing for them will be supportive, they'll have help, they'll have counselors who will help them to make a successful adjustment to the housing situation. This is a huge project, 500,000 square feet on 15.5 acres. The total campus of the Sisters of St. Joseph is 212 acres. The academy closed in 2009, and they're looking to do other things with the property. The redevelopment will cost approximately $100 million, according to Ralph Pisano, who is the executive director. 70 units will not be tied to supportive housing. Tenants can earn no more than 60% of Long Island's median income, which is currently $65,650 for a single person, $93,800 for a family of 4. The rents, you can see even lower than the project in Inwood. The rents are $1,100 for a 1-bedroom and $1,250 for a 2-bedroom. And that would be unheard of in the area. So again, very affordable for the people in the area. What's needed to get this project done? What's needed is zoning changes from the town of Islip, infrastructure improvements, including, of course, a new sewage treatment plant for that extent of housing, the number of people who will be living in the facility. How do you finance a project that is this huge? Well, you do low-income housing and historic tax credits. There is a federal program that helps fund the rehabilitation of historic properties into rental housing, and also state economic development funding and aid from Suffolk County. So what do we see here? We see, again, as in the Inwood project, we see a mix of programs on the state and federal and local levels that will help to get this done. The aim is for construction to be completed in 2026 or 2027. Sister Tessa Fitzgerald, who is president of the Sisters of St. Joseph, is the prime mover behind this project. And it's interesting with her background. For 35 years, she was the director of Our Children, which developed housing for formerly incarcerated women and their families in Queens. So Sister Tessa has a love for doing this. She has done it before. She's worked with this population. They were in prison, and they needed homes when they came out of prison. And these were women who had families, but they needed a place to live. And Sister worked with them to get that done. This also is reflective of the mission of the Sisters of St. Joseph. And the mission is to partner with others to help the dear neighbor. So certainly a benevolent mission. They want to help the dear neighbor, help those that are in need, but a key element of that, partnering with others, not doing it by themselves, but working with other groups to get it done. Sisters of St. Joseph are more than 300. 100 are active, and there are retired sisters who live on the campus along with those who are active. The congregation purchased the Brentwood campus in 1896. It had formerly been the 125-room Austral Hotel, so they converted it into a residence for their sisters and to a school situation. And they also have a residence for those who are infirm, hospital-like residence where they can get medical attention. The campus itself has 28 acres of organic farms, 45 acres of woodland, a 4-acre ground-mounted solar panel array They'll provide some power, solar power for the campus, and 188 bed nursing home. And that nursing home that I referred to earlier is called the Maria Regina Residence. They're also getting support from their local leaders, from the state senator Monica Martinez and Assemblyman Phil Ramos. So we can see in both of these initiatives for affordable housing, we can see church elements coming together with elements of the state to create a combination of goodwill to really help in an area where there is much need.